One. Oh, so what do you want me to do? Am I supposed to be funny? I'll be funny.
Yeah,
I
give
don't
us a
talk-
funny cold open.
Okay.
Yeah, you have to be funny or we kick you out.
Oh my god. Why are you so
Be
real?
funny.
I don't
Be
come.
funny or we send it back.
Look, bro. Look, bro. I don't show up on these things as a guest to be kicked off because I'm not funny. If you listen to Small
That's
Talk,
true.
you know I'm funny. Funnily stupid though.
Yeah.
That's what they
Let's
say.
go.
Hey guys, my name is Zach.
I'm Dean.
And I'm Damien.
Welcome to this week's episode of Collecting Weekly. It's a weekly podcast where my friends and I talk about the things that matter the most to us this week in collecting. We have a great show planned for you today. Not a lot of news with the coronavirus, kind of putting a stop to a lot of things going on overseas. But we did want to thank our sponsors, Watto Scrapyard and Lenny Hugh, for sponsoring this episode of Collecting Weekly. If you want to enter the CCFL giveaway by Six Scale Sabers, the code that you can put in down below, there's a link in the description, is code word new, NEW. So you have from now until the time of our first break to get that code entered for a chance to win a CCFL Saber from Lenny Hugh. Real quick, we have Danny Lee, Jason Veal, Trash Gamer 818, Noble Young, Quinn, and a few other people in the chat. So thank you guys.
Noise.
Can we break? And I got a question. How many fucking breaks do y'all take in this show?
Usually none.
No.
Oh, okay. Well, because you said after our first break, like how many breaks?
Oh,
It's after our first break of the year because we haven't taken a break all year.
Do y'all get
Boy.
two?
Dude,
Whatever.
tell me why Damien hit up my inbox on Monday and he's like, yo, are you going to upload that Small Talk episode? And I'm like, it's been up, boy.
And
What's
then,
up, Steven?
and then what I say after that though?
I accept your apology.
Exactly.
And then I said, I accept yours.
You can't-
Dean, we have the best segment of all time.
Yeah.
The world's favorite segment, now the world's greatest sticker. Would you like to kick us off, Dean?
Yeah, you guys ready?
Yep.
It's
New this
this
week.
that was
was
rough.
awful.
Wow.
Look at that. Look at that. Look at that sticker, though.
That's
Fantastic.
gonna be tight, guys.
Fantastic.
I designed that myself.
That's gorgeous.
Sort
Really make my heart glow up there, buddy.
I will say this, Dean. You know, you always say, give me something to do on the show. You know, you always say it. And we had a time deadline to get in on a sticker deal. And we had about 35 minutes, and you came up with this gorgeous design in that amount of time. And I think the world's going to be very excited to get these stickers in. So we'll send them out to a few of our more active members and listeners. So stay tuned for those to come in. But Dean, what did you get this week?
It's only Greg's getting one. Okay.
Yeah, this week was real slow. One of these was technically last week, but I saved it for this week because we didn't talk about it. I picked these up from Zach. The Black Series Dr. Afra set with 000 and what's the other guy's name? BT1 and Dr. Afra. Pretty sweet. What's his name? 000 is kind of an asshole, so I really wanted to pick him up. But I have had zero luck in the wild at all.
Yeah.
And you posted them for a really good price, and I scooped them up.
Yeah, I was. You slid into my DMs instantly. I was like,
immediately. I was like, I can't wait. And sure enough, somebody commented right after me, like,
dude, like 10 seconds after you messaged me. It was fantastic.
Yeah. And then I picked up this guy. He came in the mail a few days after the show. This is the Sideshow TIE Pilot.
How do you like it?
Not the special edition or exclusive. Dude, it's crispy.
I think that's one of their better figures.
Just so well tailored. Yeah, dude. I mean, I could do with not plastic boots, and maybe like 2-part gloves.
Yeah.
But other than that, yeah, this thing is freaking sweet, dude.
Yeah.
The only thing I don't like is if you articulate his head up, this whole front part comes out.
you think you could maybe add some Velcro to keep that a little tighter to the body?
Yeah, I could. I mean, it wouldn't hurt. I have the sticky Velcro. But yeah, dude, other than that, solid piece. I picked it up real cheap. I don't think I would pay more than I paid. I'll put it.
What'd you pay for it?
150 ships or
Mhm.
170 ship. It was 150
Yeah,
in
it's
the
not bad.
shipping.
Yeah.
But yeah, his price is creeping up. But like 95% of my Star Wars 6 scale figures are A New Hope, and I was like, I really need a TIE pilot. So
Yeah.
him, and then I really need Tarkin, and that's pretty much it.
Yeah.
But
Quinn
yeah,
says
that's
the boots
gonna
are
be-
an easy fix. Yeah, you can swap those out for some leather officer boots, and
Oh yeah, for sure.
definitely an easy fix.
I
Damien,
might take him
you
off my some Luke here.
hey, there you go. Damien, you got a figure, and almost immediately you were like, not about that life. Tell us what you got and tell us what happened.
So I picked up the DX16 Darth Maul,
Mhm.
and I
The
don't
figure
know
of the year.
the figure of the year.
The
supposedly-
FOTY.
Yeah, don't get your hopes up on it. But I picked it up, and I don't know. Just looking at it, I didn't see $300 price tag on it, and it just didn't really fit my little. I don't know. I was just let down because overall, like, I don't like. Yeah, I could do a fucking neck modification and raise his head up, but I don't know.
Yeah.
I feel like if I spent $300, it should be fucking flawless. Like
Mhm.
Count Dooku's flawless compared to the DX16. So
Yeah, I've seen some people put a second magnet on top of the neck. I think Ian had that tip, and it's a kind of a non-permanent modification. Were you going to get the? I think you were saying you were holding out for the Solo Maul for the future.
yes.
Very cool. I like the design on that one. It's pretty neat.
Yeah, the robotic legs will definitely go with the rest of my Rebels collection. So
do you want to plug the price that you're selling that figure for? Maybe you can get a purchase from someone listening.
Sure, why not? I am letting him go for $280. If you need it shipped, you are off. You will be paying shipping because I will not be paying shipping.
There we go. So Darth Maul,
There we go.
non-speeder version, not bad, not bad. So I had an interesting week. I sold a figure, which was the Finn that I traded from Dean. It's been sitting in my closet, and there's just like, some things that I want.
Hey, aren't you glad you traded me?
Yeah, I really am. And so Lynn, Sweet Angel, picked it up, and I'm gonna meet up with Kevin tomorrow to give it to him. I did order the Hot Soldiers HS09 Bumblebee, which is this guy here, and my God, he is adorable.
Hey.
He's not perfect by any means.
That's so
The
small.
back is absolute trash, but this
Oh.
is a legend scale figure, and traditionally legend scale, which is like these smaller figures, they tend to be kind of hollow in the back. That's like a kind of like a thing to get them that small. The pieces would be far too fragile if they if they did that. But it's a really nice figure, and because I sold the Finn, and because eBay was doing some nice eBay bucks cash back, I was able to order the MP45, so the actual Takara Bumblebee. Found a great deal on eBay. It was about $40 off the retail price, and I made the guy an offer a little under his asking price, and we came to an agreement. So I'm pretty excited about that. And my wife, we'll show some pictures later, but she picked up for Valentine's Day 2 things for me. So the first thing was a Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta from the Dragon Stars line, and that's a figure that Bandai did not have to do. I mean, Goku Super Saiyan 4 was kind of like the big deal of GT, but I was really thankful that they did it, because for me, I really wanted both in my collection. And they actually also took it a step further and released the Gogeta Super Saiyan 4. So really happy about that. And there's this new line that I've been seeing all over the internet, all over GameStop, but it's called Fig Pin. So they had a deal where you could put some collectibles in a bag and get a 20% discount on them. So I picked up the Uzaru Fig Pin, and then I also picked up the new Kakarot exclusive glitter Goku when he's doing the Spirit Bomb. So really, really liking these.
Nice.
It's a very interesting concept.
I've been.
I mean, if you think about,
tempted to get some.
if you think about like the idea of Funko Pop, it's like, before Funko, bobblehead was kind of like a gimmicky thing, and then now it's like super mainstream. And I think this is like right on that same path. Like pins are something that's always been there, but that haven't really broached. Like, I mean, there's a lot of pin collectors that are geeks, and I think this is a good thing where they're combining like the people that collect pins and then the people that are into different properties. So it's a very, very interesting. I'm sorry, go ahead.
There's people on eBay who sell like, I don't want to say knockoffs, but like knockoff fig pins. Like you could almost type in whatever character you like on eBay and get one. Where it's just like a picture printed on an acrylic thing, and then it comes with a stand. I almost bought some of 2B from Nier Automata the other day.
And these are very well done. The paintwork is immaculate. My camera's having a trouble focus here, but these are very. What were you saying?
Oh, sorry. My thing's lagging a little bit. There was a 2-pack of Super Saiyan God, Goku, and Vegeta at GameStop. And it was really sweet, but it was like almost $50. And I was like, I don't know if I want to spend that on just pins. That thing. So I never got it, but I was always really tempted.
And they had this
really nice. And then I know they do like Overwatch.
Yeah, they're into a lot of properties. They have this 5-pack set where you get like 5 acrylic containers and one's empty, and you're supposed to put this Goku in that box. But if you buy it at GameStop, they include a non-glitter version of the Goku, but it's kind of like Goku's biggest like threat. So it's like Uzaru, Vegeta, Frieza, Boo, and then there's one more. Cell. And it's a really nice set. That's kind of expensive. It's like $50, and the Uzaru is a regular size fig pin, not the XL. But I was kind of looking at it today, and I was like, man, that's pretty cool. So maybe if that's still available in a few weeks, maybe I'll have to look at it. But definitely a good start to the line for me. And I don't know if I'm going to buy 1,000 of these, but some of them are pretty reasonably priced, and they're cool characters that I really like. So definitely check out Fig Pin. What's that?
The ones that you got match.
Yeah. I didn't want to get. We got a kid intrusion. I didn't want to get 2 that were like totally different. So I got 2 that could kind of go together. And ever since I got this figure, I've been on a Dragon Ball Z binge. Mario asked Dean, "How's the quality of the body on the TIE Pilot?"
Dude, honestly, it's pretty solid. It's hold the pose, it doesn't fall. I mean, that's pretty sturdy.
Yeah.
The joints feel real nice. It almost feels better than my V2 Boba Fett, which is one of my favorite figures.
Oh wow.
I have little to no complaints about this guy. So
Dean Caesar asked,
if you find one, pick it up.
Does anyone have the Sideshow C3PO? And I know you do have it. Do you want to give Caesar your thoughts real quick before we move on to some new pre-orders?
Yeah, on the C3PO?
Yep.
Yes,
Sideshow C3PO.
I heard you say Caesar, and then it jumped to the end of the question. It's really laggy. I have it. It's pretty good. It's too big.
That's what she said.
Like if you have it next to your other characters. Good one. Like he's just too tall. He's real delicate, but I've never felt like I was gonna break him, except the little arm pieces are super fragile. But the light up gimmick works. The head comes out, the batteries go in the neck, and then you just tap it the back of the head and they come on. It's not very articulated, so he's not gonna sit down or anything, but Sean says it's not very shiny, which it's not. But 3PO wasn't shiny until like the very end of the movie. I mean, he's got patches of chromey gold, because he's so dirty.
Yeah.
But it's I like it, and it's honestly it's the best stand-in there is right now. So if you could get one cheap enough, because I know sometimes they're not cheap at all. I would recommend it. I love the pair. R2 and C3PO on the DTOF looks so good.
Yeah. Definitely, if you're watching, remember, enter the code NEW new in the link in the description. We had like 4 people enter it so far, and there's like 12 people watching. So make sure you enter it so you can have a chance to win one of these CCFL sabers. So
Nice.
new pre-orders, Sideshow / Legacy the Child, $350 buys you this. August 2020 to January 2021. I think this looks really good. Now, Legacy is doing pretty much everything on this figure, from the paintwork to the sculpting, the fabric. Sideshow is purely responsible for the design and the development of this figure. I think some people have messaged Legacy, and that is accurate. I think it looks great. This obviously has lineage to the actual prop used on the television show. $350 is a really good price for a statue, considering that doesn't even buy you most larger 6-scale figures, including Iron Man diecast. I put down a deposit on it. I don't know if I'm going to keep the purchase, but it's one of those things that I think has the potential to be really good. What are you guys' thoughts on this?
As long as Sideshow's not doing it, it could be good.
Yeah.
I don't have high hopes, but the fact that you said that they're pretty much not even touching it, I think has the ability or a promise to be pretty good. So we'll see how it turns out.
Yeah. If you're listening, I think Quinn said he couldn't find the link. If someone can message Quinn the link on Ox, that'd be great. I am running the stream and everything, and so I can't hop off of this to message him. I mean, I think it looks good. I mean, for the Saber giveaway, I think it looks good. I think the hair looks fantastic. The eyes look really good. And again, I mean, the price for a 1-to-1 scale for a popular character, I mean, I think that this could have been $500 and it would have sold, extremely well. So $350, I think, is a pretty generous price point, considering most of their premium formats are above that and they're about the same size.
You think? I guess they wouldn't really up the price later, would they? That's not something they normally do. I
have never heard of them doing that, so I don't think that they would. But kind of on that vein, so Sideshow does have a policy where if you cancel an order within 24 hours, you can get a refund on the NRD, according to a lot of people. I have never tested this, but about 27 hours after that first post went up by Sideshow, Hot Toys put up this graphic on their website. They're going to get into the 6-scale television masterpiece series, quarter scale, life-size masterpiece, and Cosbaby for the child. So kind of a slap in the face to a lot of people who pre-ordered that night, especially since they didn't really have anything, especially since they really didn't have anything to show for it. It's not like they showed a prototype. They pretty much just showed us a graphic that, Manny could have whipped up in 5 seconds. This wasn't any real amount of work that was done to get this graphic up.
Yeah, it was like they were like, "Oh yeah, Sideshow, well, fuck you," because like you said, there's no. It was like they saw the hype that the statue was getting. We want it on that, and then just like, let's make a graphic and then put it up. It was kind of stupid.
Yeah. Fern says the link is on YouTube stream, not on Facebook. Fern, drop the link on Ox for me if you can. So yeah, I mean, I'm kind of torn by this. I think a lot of people would say that the Hot Toys masterpiece would be better than the Sideshow one. But the thing is, Hot Toys, I've been looking at statues lately, and I think there's a lot of people that say like a statue and a figure is 2 totally different things. Like, and like all things being equal, a statue tends to look better than a figure. And I think I agree, because certain sacrifices. Well, I mean, like, the same figure, the same accessories, etc. The ability to pose a character like this isn't really that interesting, because he only does stands there, sips soup, and holds a ball and be a sweet angel. And this statue does 3 of those things. This isn't some character like a Wolverine where you can pose him in any number of different poses. So I don't really see the benefit of having an actual figure. The Cosbaby is going to be interesting for sure, especially how small the character is. The quarter scale and TV masterpiece, I mean, this is a character that's going to be about, if the Hasbro scale is accurate, about 2 inches tall. So I really wonder what a television masterpiece 6-scale Baby Yoda would be. And I think it's disappointing that this is going to be a full figure release rather than an accessory added on to a Mandalorian. So I guess we'll see what they do.
Wait, hold up.
They might know something we don't.
That baby comes with a bowl of soup.
No, not the Sideshow one. Not the Sideshow one. It comes with the ball. The Sideshow one just comes with the ball in the right hand. The little knob on the ship.
Yeah, that definitely makes me want to pre-order it now, just so I can have the ball.
Yeah, it looks adorable. But though I do believe the ball is not removable from the hand. So take that with a grain of salt.
Well, I think it's removable with enough force.
Remove my deposit.
What a pun, Dean. The Hot Toys Thanos Battle Damage went up for pre-order. 428 buys you this, releasing January to March 2021. A lot of people are complaining that the blood is not screen accurate. I think in the film his blood was kind of like a purple color. I mean, it's a Thanos that we knew that was coming. I mean, it is what it is.
Was so shocked. I was like, why is everyone so surprised?
Yeah.
Am I the only one who noticed that?
Yeah, a lot of people were kind of bummed out. And it's like, guys, we've been seeing this for months. Yeah, there's figures that are releasing like this month that have shown this figure in their pictures when they went up for pre-order. So this is something we knew about a long time ago.
I don't know.
A little pricey though. 428 is definitely getting up there. Harley Quinn.
I still really want Thanos.
Yeah, Thanos is a fantastic figure, the Infinity War version, but I'm not too keen on the other ones. The Birds of Prey Harley Quinn is up for pre-order as well. 259 buys you this, releasing April to June 2021. Have not seen the film myself, but
I heard it was great.
This looks pretty decent, though. I think I mentioned this on our Snow Day stream. It seems like Harley Quinn is just one of those characters that's getting a ton of love from Hot Toys, for better or for worse. But I think this is her 4th figure, maybe 5th, and that's quite a few, if you ask me.
Well, if you really look, if you pay attention, not that you're not paying attention, just
I'm not paying
but
attention.
if you
You
really
need to pay attention
look,
back.
her figures were the only ones that are selling from DC, at least from that one movie that she was in.
Mm-hmm.
Like, no one really bought the Jokers. You can find those things everywhere. Like, they pop up all the time. But the Harley Quinns people really like.
Mm-hmm.
What did you say, Damien?
I said, who even liked that Joker? So, you know.
Well, exactly. So it's like she's kind of the only like saving grace for that franchise. Anyway,
that does make sense. That does.
So like,
makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, it's like fucking churn out all the fucking Harley Quinns, because this is like, if I heard correctly, she only wears this for like a scene or something.
Yeah,
it's like, oh, this other outfit would make more sense. Like, just wait, I guarantee they're gonna come out with it, because always sold. Easy money.
Yeah, and I think on Dean's point there, Birds of Prey isn't doing that well in the box office, and I heard that they're retitling this movie.
Harley Quinn.
Yeah, exactly. Harley Quinn's Birds of Prey instead of just Birds of Prey. So that is, I guess that's a thing. Now, this is the best picture I could find of this thing. Chronicle really makes it hard to find pictures of anything, but they're doing I swear to God, I tried for like 20, 30 minutes to find a better picture than this, but it was only on a shitty live stream that they uploaded in like 720p. It just was not a good picture.
That looks scary.
But they are releasing a 6-scale blue Raptor. This looks like a straight repaint from what I can see of their brown Raptor from Jurassic Park 1. The figure looks okay. I still think I have a lot of issues with the fact that it's using a bendy wire in the tail. But if you like blue better than the classic Jurassic Park Raptor, this option is available. It'd be interesting to see if they add an Owen up for pre-order. But for now, I mean, at least they are showing some love for some other films of the franchise. It'd be very interesting to see if they take the mold and make a Jurassic Park 3 Raptor and a Jurassic Park 2 Raptor. I think that'd make a lot of people very happy to have those options. Dean, are you interested at all in any of these Jurassic Park figures to purchase?
No.
Yeah.
Not even the 7-inch ones.
Same.
I like Jurassic Park. I just don't like it enough that I want to buy stuff from it.
Quinn says that he really wants this figure. Yeah, it looks good. Don't get me wrong, but I just wish they had better images available on their site. Now, Dean, this is something that really got me excited. So Figuarts put up the pre-order for their Great Ape Vegeta. This is $180, releasing July to August 2020. Now, this figure is massive. There's die-cast joints in the hips. There's ratchet joints throughout the body. You have interchangeable face plates. The jaw is articulating. Comes with a stand with Yajirobe cutting off the tail, 2 tail options, and there's also a miniature Goku that you're able to put in the hands to simulate him being crushed. I love everything about this figure. This is an instant pre-order for me. This is something I've wanted for a long time. So
isn't this thing like 13 inches tall?
Exactly. Yeah, it is massive.
That's what she said.
Yeah,
it is
they've
a
never
big boy.
got anywhere close to this. Even their biggest figure, Broly, is almost half as small.
Yeah.
I'm pretty excited to see how
half as small.
Fernando says, what scale is it? It's definitely way too small for Figuart scale. I think the Goku and the Yajirobe that it comes with are about 1 inch tall. So, it's about something like 6 factors of scale too small. So I think I did the math, and it's like if you had a great ape into scale, it would be like 5 feet tall. I think that's
because he can hold Goku in his hands like this. So if I could hold Goku in my hands like this,
that is actually very true. Yeah, that actually makes way more sense than my analogy. So good for you, Dean. Yeah, I don't know why I made that so difficult. Why didn't I just hold the figure and just say like, okay, well done,
I had
Dean.
Goku on my deck.
Well done.
He should be about the size of a person if he was really.
Now, the one thing that is kind of concerning to me is how durable those ratchets are going to be. I don't know if Bandai has a ton of experience. Exactly. But also the sides of the boots are split, and I don't really know why. I don't know if that's just on the prototype they had on display, but it seems very odd. Damien, have you guys covered this one on Small Talk? I haven't had a chance to listen to that latest episode yet.
Oh, okay. Yes, we did talk about this on our episode last Thursday. What else do you want to know about it?
Oh, I'm just curious your thoughts about it.
Oh, okay. Well, my thoughts on this guy are that I don't really care too much for it because I'm not that big of a DBZ fan. But I think it's pretty cool because it comes with a little tiny Goku that literally can chill. Like in the picture that me and Dylan were referencing, they had the little Goku kind of chilling on like his back waist area. Yeah. So I thought that was pretty cool, and the fact that they included that was very cool. Yeah, exactly. That was a cool little add-on. But for me, it looks cool as hell. But you know me. Will I get it? No.
Yeah, I think Lenny asked who won the drawing. We're doing the drawing in about 15 minutes, I think. So we have not picked a winner just yet. We're going to get through the pre-orders delayed and released, and then we'll do the drawing. But yeah, I'm very excited for this. This figure has really reinvigorated my love for Dragon Ball Z.
I never thought it would come out.
My only complaint is I wish, and they've done this a lot, Dean, you and I both know this, but I wish that the suit color that they chose for the ape matched the actual Scouter 2.0 Vegeta. This blue is like, it looks more like the Broly movie blue. So, not too keen on it, but that's really my only complaint about this figure. And we'll talk more about Saiyan Saga stuff later because I am working on some custom stuff and I'm pretty excited about it. Now, this was shown.
I'm just glad it's coming out because I knew it was just going to be a prototype. I was like, they're never coming out with that.
Yeah.
And then boom, it came out. I was like, yeah.
Yeah, I think it was like Friday. Adam Black posted more pictures of it. And I was like, wait, these look like pre-order pictures. Is this a thing? And then sure enough, it drops. The price is a little high.
That's what I said. The price is pretty up there for this figure overall.
I mean, if Vegeta was retail 60 and this thing is almost 4 times the size, I mean, for what you get and the quality that Figuarts has, I'm not upset with it at all.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, because the Uzaru, the non-articulated one, comes in at $100. So adding in a display stand, miniature Goku, miniature Yajirobe, different hands, die-cast parts, and articulation for $80 more.
Yeah, the
I'm
engineering
not.
a lot.
I don't hate that price, and keep in mind that price is because this is. I think it's like an exclusive to Bluefin. That price is slightly inflated in the same vein that Sideshow adds a markup to Hot Toys figures. So I think the Amazon Japan price, if you do the conversion, is like $135. Don't quote me on that, but I think it's about that price. But then again, for Big Bad Toy Store to import it and to pay that import cost, it does bring up the cost a little bit. This was shown at a convention. This is the Masterpiece Tigertron and Masterpiece RC. Lots of people complaining about the RC. The Tigertron's pretty, seems like a pretty simple figure. A lot of people are saying it's just a recolor of the Cheetor figure. Really great figures, though. I'm wondering why, when/if we'll see a Masterpiece Rat Trap this year, given that this year is the Zodiac year of the rat. I think that'd be very fitting to do. But Tigertron looks great. RC looks okay. I won't add either of these to my collection personally, but I have to say they do not look bad. These are not up for pre-order yet. Dean, this is something you really wanted to talk about, the Kits Concept 1/12 Dana Sterling. Tell us about it.
Yes, dude. In fact, it was our stay episode. I was like, dude, nobody makes a Dana Sterling figure that's not from 1985 or whenever it came out. And of course, those figures are like just really bad GI Joes, like they're not good. And I was like really bummed out because I was like, she's such a great character. Because in the original show, Southern Cross, in the Japanese version, she's kind of an airhead, really like boy crazy, just kind of an idiot. But in the American,
there it is.
She's not like that at all. She's actually just a fucking badass because her parents were badass. In the storyline, and so she takes after them, and she's a fucking hard ass, and like she kind of plays by her own rules, and but people really respect her, so she's like getting promoted and shit. But so I was really bummed out that nobody made the figure, and I mentioned it, and then in the chat, Dan Lee was like, "Dude, have you seen this from Kits Concept?"
I remember that happening live. Yes.
Yeah, and I have 2 Kits Concept figures, one of an actual Veritech, and then the Rick Hunter in the same scale. And their figures are like Figuarts. They have a lot of accessories, very well articulated, great sculpts. Rick Hunter's could have been better, but I don't hate it. But this thing looks amazing. So it's like the base figure of her, and then all her armor plates are like you could put them on the actual figure. It's not 2 separate figures. I'm super. It's just a prototype right now. I think these are the only pictures. I sent like another one.
Yeah. I'm going to ask a question here. So the figure in the front is Dana Sterling, and the figure behind her is that her mech that you can add the armor on to make it, or in the show does she just wear a suit of armor like that?
Yeah, they put on the armor. It's like a battle suit. So it's not a mech. It's actually her.
Oh, okay. Okay, so
yeah, it's the 80s. All kinds of shit.
Yeah, right. Okay,
but
cool.
Yeah, like whenever they go and fight, they like suit up.
Gotcha.
They're usually in like these like weird tank, like hover I don't know. I don't like it as much as I like Robotech with Rick Hunter. But I like it enough that I'm still watching it. So I'm not a huge expert on it yet. I will be. But I just like her as a character. She's got a really cool design, very like retro 80s style anime vibe. And I was just like, I'm super bummed out nobody makes one, and there it is.
Sure enough, your prayers were answered. So this is an interesting development, but Prime One and Asmus have both kind of made some statements here. So this is Prime One's statement. It's we have announced in the previous email that we'll probably resume the shipping after February 10th, 2020, but unfortunately due to the coronavirus outbreak in China, the shipping will be on hold for the time being. Shipments cannot be resumed anytime soon due to the Chinese government's response to the spread of coronavirus, which is becoming a global concern. We'll make sure to inform you as soon as we have any details regarding the shipping. Hopefully you understand the gravity of the situation. Thank you. We apologize for any inconvenience, yada, yada, yada. So they are basically shut down indefinitely. Asmus Toys, this is a rough translation, but it says the opening date of mainland factories has been delayed again. I think it's basically impossible until April. There are no workers at the time. After the start of work, it will also be a very difficult problem for all the manufacturers to deliver the goods until after June. The current situation is that there are goods that cannot be shipped and orders cannot be placed as long as the relevant production companies of raw materials are facing empty facilities. When a company has no income but keeps spending personal costs, it is facing the possibility of collapse. For example, a listed company's Q1 production capacity is 0. That's not okay. Early struggles of collapse, preferably unpaid leave. The worst is layoffs. Can't tell now because there are still stocks and money to support, but how long will it be able to last? My brother's perspective is that this wave of layoffs is about to hit the globe. So very, very significant situation going on in China. I noticed a lot of these sellers that I have bookmarked for third-party transformers are basically away, quote unquote, until April. And I think that's because they're not able to coordinate with their factories to get their figures. And then, of course, shipping is potentially taking a backdoor to these very scary times. So definitely to all of our collectors overseas in Asia, please be careful. And, I think it's unfortunate that these things are getting delayed. But if you look at the bigger side of things, this is obviously a much bigger problem than toys. I've seen some people make some remarks like, oh, if China can build a hospital in 3 days, why do Hot Toys take a year to come out? And it's like, well, those are two vastly unrelated things. Obviously they were being very tongue-in-cheek, but people seem to agree with them in the comments. So this figure was released throughout the different things that are going on, but this is the Captain Marvel Hot Toys figure. I'll be honest, I'm not usually one to be like super critical of head sculpts, but I do not like the en masse portrait. There's just something just seems really off.
Really?
It looks just like her. Quit being a turd.
I don't know, just something.
Quit being a turd.
Maybe it's the blogger pictures. I don't know if I linked any here, but I just personally I don't get it.
I will say this looks like a figure that is going to deteriorate ugly.
Whoa.
Like the suit.
That's rough.
The suit's going to fall apart. Mm-hmm. And then the jacket, which I thought was going to look cool, just looks awful. Like it does not scale well, I guess, is the best description I could give it. Like
do better.
It's just not good. And then the cat is laughable. Mm-hmm. Laughable. Like it's so ugly. I was like, how did they come out with this?
It's because you're a dog person, though.
Like no, I love cats. That cat in hand is garbage.
Yeah, I've seen like Papo miniature animals at Hobby Lobby that look better sculpted than the cat that comes with this figure.
Why the fuck does anybody want the cat anyways?
It's like probably part of the movie.
Who gives a fuck? Like it does nothing. It does look at it. Like what does that do?
No, I'm with you, but like if you're gonna offer it, like put some effort.
Like I want the fucking tail to move, or for it to meow at me or something,
or like an interchangeable fucking dimensional squid head.
Oh my god, that's wild.
Wow.
But yeah, it was just like I this figure looks great, but the more I see it in hand, the more I'm like, wow, it's not good.
Yeah,
but I do think the sculpt is pretty good.
Yeah. Well, that's my opinion there. We're going to give you guys just one more minute to get your entries in for the Saber giveaway.
Hurry up.
We're going to take a quick 1 minute break. I'm going to get the drawing pulled up. And this is sponsored by our friend 6-Scale Sabers, Lenny Hugh. Big thank you for donating your time and your effort for us to be able to expand our audience. We were able to get a pretty good number of YouTube subs, and combined with Watto Scrapyard, I think we added like almost 50 new members to Auxiliary this month. So
we did, because I added them all.
That is very cool. You can find Lenny Hugh on Instagram at 6scale_sabers, and he makes fantastic CCFL sabers. They're the sabers that I trust in my collection. For this drawing, he offered the winner's choice of an Anakin. I still have 2. I have the Anakin, the Episode 3 Obi-Wan Malgus, and a single Asajj Ventress saber. And again, the code word for this week was new. So we'll give you guys a few seconds to get this.
Wait, hold up.
Yes.
You have a single Asajj lightsaber?
No. That's
Lenny Hugh has them.
Oh, okay. Excuse me.
Why, did you need one, or?
No, you just said so much in one sentence that I just lost track of what you said.
That's what I do, baby boy. I speak the words.
You run
flow
on
out of my mouth.
sentences? Oh,
That's what I
okay.
do.
that
That's
all that
what I
flows
The
do.
Lord speaketh through him.
All right, so let me pull up random.org. Let's see if I can.
Look at that goblin.
It's not goblin.
That goblin with his pointy hair. How much gel do you think he uses?
A lot.
Hairspray?
Blue of a diva.
All right, so we're gonna cut off the responses there, and
Hope everybody got their shit together.
yep. Okay, so let's see here on random.org. Here, let me.
Hi, Ian Seaby.
What's up, Ian? Okay, so let's bring it back from break here. So we have a winner of number 28, which is, let's go here on this form. What is that? What is Dean showing here? Okay, so number 28, our winner is Sean Fear. Look at that, Sean, number 28.
Damn.
What
Watto
a
Scrapyard
guy.
won
Watto
the saber.
Scrapyard. This was done live.
That seems a
The irony.
Right. Well, Sean,
Yeah,
congratulations.
Our other sponsor won the thing.
What's that?
Our other sponsor won.
Yeah,
the
like-
other-
Hey, I mean,
Like-
Manny had a few entries in there from when he tuned in.
I made
so-
sure I didn't play. I was. like,
Yeah,
I'm
I
not
thought that was a
gonna-
little cheeky that Manny had an entry, being that he's one of the hosts. But yeah,
I
there was
didn't put
no.
one.
Because I won the last one and you took it away from me. So I
Yeah,
was
so
like, okay, I'm not-
fun fact.
Is it fun?
Well, you were there. You should know.
Okay.
I
Dean did
wasn't
win. Dean did win a drawing, and actually, I think you can still win that drawing because the guy never claimed the prize.
Well,
He
then
said
just
that
give
he
it to
doesn't.
him.
He didn't collect that line. So, I guess Dean, if you want, I don't remember what figure it was for, but do you remember?
It was the Luke from GameStop.
Oh, okay. Well, hit up Brian Fontaine. I guess you were Dean. I swear to God, like this was before we recorded,
Yeah, I
but you were there.
Was I?
Dean actually won, and he was so excited. And I was like,
Yeah,
no. It was
the
like 2
award.
seconds before we started recording, and I was like, Dean, like that's kind of shitty. And you were like, yeah, that is really shitty. So we did it again. So
Yeah, for the viewers.
Wait.
Yeah, so this time I was like, I'm not even going to participate. The last two I haven't participated in.
yeah, I never participated because that would be that'd be awful. Anyway, Sean, congratulations. Let's move on here. But Sean, hit up Lenny Hugh HU and let him know which saber you want. Like I said, the choices were Anakin, Episode 3 Obi-Wan, Malgus, or a single Asajj Ventress lightsaber.
That Malgus, though, boy.
Ian says Sean did a quality job on Zach's head sculpts. Are you getting Victoria or Ian to paint them? So the head sculpt, I have 2 head sculpts here. So I got one primed right here. Victoria is going to paint one. I'm going to paint the other one, and Victoria is going to teach me her methods. So hopefully I can be half as good of a painter as she is, because she killed it on these last few sculpts, and we'll show those here in a second. So let's get into some movie news. So the Oscars were Sunday night, and the Joker came in with 11 nominations and ended up scoring the actor in leading role for Joaquin Phoenix, and the Hildur, I'm not even going to try to pronounce that last name, won the original score
Pronounce
Academy
it.
Award. I am not even there's an O with this. There's like a backward 6 with an X. I don't even know what that is.
If
I'm
you
not even
sound it out. Guadadafdafur.
Is that really how you pronounce that?
I don't know.
You
Did it
put a
sound right?
fucking F in there. I doubt that's what it is.
Wow. What if he actually nailed it?
Dean, bro. God.
So that means essentially they lost 9 Oscars. I was kind of surprised to see the way some of these awards went. I know Parasite won several awards. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood won a few awards. Brad Pitt, I could have sworn he had an Oscar before, but apparently that was his first for acting. Do you guys watch the Oscars at all?
I saw some of it, but that's because it was on TV. And
Yeah, I saw a little bit of it, but I always feel really weird watching the Oscars because it's like people that live lives that are far more extravagant than ours are telling us how to live our lives.
Yeah,
exactly. I think it's a little cheeky if you ask me.
It's like, on top of your soapbox, you could tell me that I should give a shit more, but you fucking took a private jet there. Like, get out of here.
Yeah,
I'll take my private jet wherever I want.
Yeah, and we do have a private jet from no, we don't. Yeah. Anyways, Dean, how's the car search going? Are you ready to make a purchase soon for the vehicle?
Are you?
No, I still have one more doctor's appointment. And
oh my god!
See what they say.
Hell yeah!
So maybe, and then my lawyer's out of town until
the
end of February.
Bro, your lawyer sucks,
dude. Dean,
I can't even.
I need you to get a car ASAP as possible.
She went on vacation too.
Huh? Wait, what?
You need me to what?
I want you to get a car. I miss you. I miss being in person with you.
You literally
recording the show.
City as him.
Although I did really like sleeping before the show today. That was nice.
Yeah, you always I always wake you up and you're like, I'm taking a nap. I'm like, dude, it's like 9 o'clock. Why are you taking a nap? Anyways, so Dean, let's get into some custom corners. So these were our sculpts that Victoria painted. Now the left is my sculpt. Here. The right. The right is your head sculpt. Now I did some underpainting for Victoria because she is a busy gal, and why not save her the trouble of painting some busy work when I could do it myself? Now this is my sculpt here. So these are a few work in progress pictures. I am gonna try to have Victoria film a video with me for Ox to explain some of her process. I mean, it took her like 8 hours to paint each sculpt, so obviously can't capture that in footage, but I'll have her go over some of the paints that she used and some of the methods that she used. But I really think she was able to achieve a very, very good effect, given that she's only really painted like 3 head sculpts before. This is the work in progress on Dean's head sculpt here, so we did have a few more pictures of Dean's work in progress. But Dean, what do you think now that you've had your sculpt for a few days?
Dude, I literally cannot put this away. I've cleared a spot in my detox for my episode 7 figures or my sequel trilogy figures, and like I just have him on my desk. Like, wow, he's just so good, dude. Like, he's got this menacing glare, and like I've angled it down so it just looks like he's just like a psychopath. Like,
it looks like he's gonna rape me.
Well, let's calm down with that.
A bit of a strong word there, but
look, I'm just being honest.
Yeah, like it's so good, dude. Like, I think I've messaged you like 3 separate times, like, dude, this thing is amazing.
And it's funny because every time you message me, I'm like, dude, same. I cannot stop touching it. It's distracting. Oof. Like, I walk into the collection room and the first thing I do is I take the Kyle out of the case and I just like I'll bring it to the living room, watch TV, and I just like stare at it because it looks so good.
Oh, just
like
out in public, huh?
She did a great job. And it was funny. Victoria was like looking for some reference work, and she's like, "Oh, you have all these pictures of Adam Driver in your computer. Were you getting ready for me?" I'm like, "Oh, what? You were painting?"
Well, this went a different route.
Oh shit!
Oh man, she's like, "Why did you have Ben Swallow saved on your computer?" Oh, what? I already needed some references.
I just need the head sculpt. Why are all these pictures shirtless?
Right. Oh man, that one took a second to land there. I was kind of worried that was going to bomb. So thank you, Dean, for the genuine reaction. That was beautiful. But I did do some customizing this week. A little bit of getting back into the hobby studio. I finally, this is unrelated to this next picture, but for years I've wanted to add a blow dryer to my hobbying area.
You can't do that.
No, I can. I just never got around to buying it. It's one of those things that's like,
They're also not cheap. Aren't blow dryers like $80?
no, this is like
No.
$12.
You get them pretty cheap, bro.
That's Dean.
Oh, yeah,
That's what I thought. I thought they were really expensive, and I finally Googled it because I do a lot of customizing, and that involves removing joints.
Fucking hot glue guns are like stupid expensive.
What? Hot glue guns are $4, $5. I
Maybe
bought a
if
hot
you
glue
get,
gun
like,
for
the-
$5 at Walmart.
Maybe if you get like the
Rare.
industrialized one, then yes. But
Yo,
Bro,
I've
where you-
never seen the cheap one.
bro, where are you buying your
Walmart.
supplies?
anyways, so back to the blow dryer.
Not Walmart.
Now I've always gone to
bougie ass.
to our bathroom and gotten Victoria's out and like plugged it in. Now that I have one in my garage, it is a game changer. I've used that thing like 20 times in like 3 days for customizing, painting. What?
We don't need to hear your private stuff, man.
Look, man, this is what the show's all about, and I love it. So, going back to customizing, Brian Fontaine, Sweet Angel, host of 6L Scavengers, had a figure that was broken. So his Winston Zedmore body broke at both shoulders, and he's like pretty much put it out there like, if anyone wants this body, just pay the $4 or $5 shipping cost, and I'll send it to you. And I thought it would be a fun thing to try to fix. So essentially what I did, my initial plan was to put a post inside the shoulder joint and then kind of like screw that into this part here. But that body was awful. Literally anything that I touched on that body just disintegrated, specifically in that shoulder joint. I'm not sure if maybe the plastic didn't cure right. The other parts of the body seemed great. It's just that one joint was just not really working with me. So what I ended up doing is shaving all the plastic that I cut off that joint, and I put a screw inside the shoulder that was big enough to not fall through the hole, and then screwed that straight into the arm, and now it works perfectly fine. Very, very simple fix, but I think honestly, like, this is way stronger than it was coming out of the factory, given how easily Brian broke both of those joints. So if you have the Ghostbusters figures and your body's cracked like this, I highly recommend doing this very simple mod. Pretty much all I had to do was just drill a few pilot holes in the shoulder, drum them flat, and then screw it in. So this is something you could use for any 6-scale body, and this is a technique that I'm actually going to use on my next custom, which is a Dragon Ball Z figure that has the same thing where an arm is broken off and there's a post, and I'm pretty much going to try to use a piece of metal to epoxy those two back together. So that's pretty much it for this little bit of hobbying, but it was a fun thing to do. And now I have a $35 body that I can use for any custom. It's actually a pretty nice body, minus the shoulders being fragile. And Danley has called me the figure MacGyver, so I like that nickname.
Fuck. Here we go with that shit.
The ego's back. Dean, so let's talk about what really mattered the most to me this week, and it is Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball GT. Wait,
Why
what?
is it always about you?
That's the opening of the show.
Oh,
Why is it always
Well,
about
Dean,
Zach?
would you like?
You have like this epiphany
Would
in the
you,
middle.
Dean? Let's have you can have your own segment of what mattered the most to you every week. I would be happy to include it. I would be happy to include it should you like to do the research and development. But the Banpresto Ichiban Kuji Lottery Golden Ape Uzaru released a few weeks ago, and finally hit Big Bad Toy Store, so I have mine coming in. I'm very tempted to pick up a second one and repaint it brown to have like a Dragon Ball Z look, because the one on the left, which is the original one, is kind of like the Dragon Ball look, and then in Dragon Ball Z they kind of made him a little bit more angular, I should say, not as much of a thick boy, but these are really cool. They're really affordable.
You sounded like
That's
Ralph.
a thick ass boy.
A thick boy.
Sorry.
And these were the figures that I mentioned earlier. Now I did do some mods to my Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta. He is a little shorter than when I got him. He's still way too tall, but the main mod that I've seen people do is cutting the ankles off here on the shins, but that seems like a lot to cut off, so I don't know if I want to go that far, but I did cut off about a 1/4 inch already. But these are really nice figures together, and they look really good on the shelf. I know Super Saiyan 4 is like a very... What's that?
I said that Gohan looks so good.
Wait, which one?
Gohan.
Gohan.
Oh yes, that's the one that Victoria helped me customize. Yeah, that was it's a fun little project. And then I actually, Dean, do you still display the Prince Vegeta from that set that I got?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I was say if you ever not displaying it.
Kid Goku, the Bulma I got from you, which I love. That thing goes so well.
Wait, which
And then,
Bulma?
Look at that comment, bro.
Oh, I think I got it from Seth, actually.
It says, Damien, you're eye candy, buddy.
Bulma Chi-Chi.
Yeah, I was like, what are you talking about?
Look at that.
Damien is so full of himself. Okay, let me put the comment on the screen.
I
Bro,
earlier.
Damien's been.
Dean is just my lover. I will marry him.
That's true.
Wow.
I just want to touch some locks of gold
Catching up with the chat, Ian says he really wants to see a Dean head sculpt.
Ooh, I'd buy that.
So
Me?
Dean, you gotta. And Fernando says he just watched Once Upon a Time last night, and holy shit, it was really good,
bro.
So I've been getting really into this. So this is a picture of the Fig Pins, a little bit of a better shot. That's the Glitter Goku on the right, and the Uzaru XL on the left. And my next custom is going to be a Figuarts Saiyan Saga Vegeta. Now this is his look after he loses
his hair.
What? Look at whose hair?
Look at his hair, bro. Vegeta's hair.
Which one? They're both
Oh my
normal.
God.
He's talking about the head sculpt.
The head sculpt, bro. It looks like
yeah.
this.
Well, it goes onto a head. I mean, it attaches onto.
Does
something.
it go onto a head?
Yes.
Bro, can't I just laugh?
No. But yeah, so I experimented with removing the eye print.
So the rest of his hair like here.
Yeah.
That looks hilarious.
I don't know if I'm going to do the blood effect though here. So this is Vegeta after he loses his tail. He kind of goes like insane. Yeah, Dean, the blood effects, I looked at like 20 people's attempts to do it and none of them looked right. So I think because if you look at like the Dragon Ball Z Figuarts battle damage figures, they do all the damage to the outfit, but they don't include the scuffs or the blood, and I think it looks better for that reason. So
it just gets muddy.
Yeah, so what I'm going to do is draw out the damage on the shoulder pad. I'm going to take a Dremel to it and then do this process of removing the eye decal to the rest of the eyes, and then maybe doing some minor scuffing with some very fine markers to the armor, and I think I'll be done. It should be an easy custom, and I think once I get the Uzaru, it'll display really nicely next to it, sort of like a before and after shot. So really excited about that, and I think we really need a Yajirobe Figuarts at some point, because that would
Okay,
make sure you model.
Oh my gosh.
Make sure you model the armor damage after the figure, not the animation.
No, do it after the animation.
Yeah, so so you make a really good point there, because that's one of the things I've been struggling with is it's actually very consistent. I have about 12 screenshots and they all seem to be somewhat consistent, with the exception of I think the Ocean dub. For some reason it's like the damage is just a straight line, and in the other dubs it's like kind of like very jagged. I don't know if that's something just for cost or whatever, but the one thing is the Uzaru Ape shoulder damage doesn't match up to any of the screenshots that I've seen. So I think they just kind of like took their own take on the damage, and I don't know what I like more. So I think I tend to want to go with the anime because it does look a little bit more dramatic, the damage. But I do, that's one thing that I am thinking, because in the Figuarts one, it kind of goes from this white portion here and then juts in really far and then kind of angles out, and it just kind of looks not the best. But I am hoping to find more pictures of the Uzaru armor plate damage so that I can try to replicate it if that does tend to look better. But yeah, that's something that I've the way I think, Dean, and that's exactly like I spent like half an hour today just rewatching that episode and getting screen grabs. Initially, my plan was to do the look of Vegeta at the end of the battle when his other shoulder pad is torn off.
He's
but
all fucked at the end of the battle.
All fucked, and I think cutting that much away from the torso would actually expose the joints of the figure underneath. So I don't know if I want to cut that deep into the left pectoral area. And then I'd also have to do a ton of ripped bodysuit stuff. Whereas in this look here, which is right after he gets his tail cut off, his suit isn't ripped at all.
Yeah.
So which is interesting because the Uzaru has the right knee exposed, but in the actual anime, his right knee is not cut open. So very interesting.
Rip that bitch open, man.
I've done half of this mod already.
Exactly, and so I need to touch base with you again to see how you did it, because you're talking about removing the waist armor,
the skirting. Yeah, dude, it's literally they're held in with little tabs, so tension holding them in. You take them out, and then I used some snips like a Gundam kit.
Yeah,
snip them off as close as I could to the armor, and then just took
a little bit of a sanding.
Yeah, I have these little tools that I use somewhere.
Are you talking about the nail files?
Yeah, like metal files.
Yeah,
and I just did that for until I got it how I wanted it.
Yeah, dude, yours turned out perfect, and so I need you to send me some pictures of how it came out, because I remember seeing yours and it looks factory. Like it you really did a good job on that.
Thanks,
man. Gotta give you props, my guy.
Dean, I just need you to send me pictures of you.
Oh, they're all on my Instagram.
Oh,
let's talk about
personally.
Right. Let's talk about what really grinds my gears. Now, this is something we've talked about in the past.
Gears.
Well, that would be a far shorter segment. So, this guy, really? fuck this guy on eBay.
Fuck this guy,
JGO_75. Fuck that guy on eBay. So, Tuesday night, while we were at dinner, so it was Victoria's birthday this past weekend. I know a lot of Ox members wished her happy birthday. I really appreciate that. But while we were at dinner, there was an item that I was looking at on eBay, and it was unlisted while we were at dinner. I was planning to buy it that night. And I messaged the guy and I was like, hey, not sure if you sold the item either privately or off eBay, or you just had a second thought about selling it, but I was potentially interested. And so the guy sent me back a message the next morning, and he's like, yeah, I still have it. I was just, I hadn't got any bids on it. I wasn't sure if it was going to sell. So we discussed the condition. He sent me a bunch of pictures. Like we talked about it for maybe about an hour and a half, going back and forth. And he's like, I'll relist it, but I'm not taking any less than what I had listed it for originally. I want the money that I had listed originally plus the original shipping cost. And I'm like, that's fine. That's a really good price. It's like $30 less than the going rate. So no complaints there. I bought the item, and I thought all was good in the world. And at 3 a.m. while I was sleeping, the guy canceled the order. And so it was really cheeky because he canceled the order, and the reason that he listed it as was the buyer requested a refund. And so I'm like, that's kind of weird. So I called up eBay, and I'm like, hey, I don't know if I accidentally pressed a button or whatever, but I did not want to cancel this order. I'm not sure why I canceled. And they pretty much said, well, the seller canceled the order and put that as the reason. Maybe you guys had a conversation off topic, in another place, and he canceled it. But essentially, as far as we're concerned, you requested a refund and he gave you the refund. And I'm like, well, I did not do that. And while I'm on the phone with eBay, I get a message back from him. So my message was, hey, man, you canceled the sale. And he wanted an extra $5 from what the purchase price was on eBay. And so I'm like, hey, this guy's asking me for more money. He canceled the order. Essentially, eBay is going to review our messages and see if it broke any eBay rules. But one thing that's common misconception is if someone cancels your order, you are able to leave negative feedback. So his 100% eBay rating is now 88% or something like that, because I left him a negative feedback, and he did not leave me a negative feedback. So it's just a weird thing. And the thing that's so weird about all of this is, like, after we had gone through the process of me leaving him negative feedback, like 2 hours later, he relisted the item for the original price that was $5 less than he was asking me to pay. So it's like, why relist it?
You want me to buy it?
No, fuck that guy. And it was funny because these things really tend to work themselves out, because the next day someone listed the Black Mamba Starscream, which is far better, for the same price. It's like a $30 figure, a figure that's $30 more expensive than this version. And I ended up getting it for the same price as if I ordered it from China, and it was shipped to me in 2 days. And that figure is ridiculous. I didn't talk about it in New This Week, but that's a really nice figure. And it's basically a oversized Studio Series Starscream.
Did it come with the virus?
Well, this one came from the United States. So no.
I thought you said China.
No. It's the same price as if I got it from China.
Oh, okay.
Because like for Transformers, like you could get, for example, Optimus Prime TE Leader for $100 from China, or you could pay for like $155 from the US. So you pay a little bit of a premium to get it from the States.
Would you?
But yeah, so forget this guy, JGeo_75. And it's funny because this guy in San Antonio got that Starscream and said the seller like sent it to him and it was broken. And I asked him for the username, but he didn't confirm it. But I'm almost wondering if it's the same Starscream I almost bought, because the seller did get kind of weird when I asked him if everything was in good order with the figure. I was like, hey, is everything complete? Like, is it working? Do the pop-out missiles work and the pop-out machine gun? And he just kept answering with yes, it's complete, not yes, it's complete and working. So I'm wondering if that's why, because I was asking all these questions. Maybe he's like, fuck, this guy is like got me in a trap with all these questions.
No, it doesn't stop talking.
I mean, we sent like 6 messages like over the period of like 2 hours. I mean, it wasn't that. Like, I wasn't blowing his shit up.
Pen pals.
No shit, dude.
Okay, Damien, I don't run Twitter like you, Tinder like you, so I don't know the conversation rules.
Because you can't keep up, dog.
Damien runs.
No, because I love my wife. What do you mean? Why would I have a Tinder? Why would I have a Tinder? But anyways, we want to thank our friends again, Lenny from 6 Scale Sabers for donating this saber. It was a very generous of you to donate that, and we cannot thank you enough. It really helped us grow our subscriber base. Really helped us grow our Collecting Weekly Auxiliary membership.
It's enough.
You feel like what?
Thank someone enough, like at a certain point. Just kidding.
I don't think you can. I don't think that you can.
You're an angel, Lenny angel, sent from God. You're so sweet.
Sweet angels. Well, let's have all our people. If you're listening to this audio wise, remember we do a video podcast. We put a lot of work into that podcast.
No, we don't.
So we really, well, you don't, but so we really appreciate you guys tuning in on YouTube and on the audio platform. We are on YouTube at Collecting Weekly. Rate us 5 stars on Apple Podcasts. We've gotten a few 3 and 1 star reviews lately, so that's kind of bugging me. So definitely hit us up with a 5-star.
That's why.
I think the downing has been very one-sided in this episode. We are on Facebook, our private Facebook group, Collecting Weekly Auxiliary. It's a very good group. I think we're almost about to hit like 225 members this week.
Bro,
so that would be we've
grown a lot, dude. It's insane.
Yep, it's very cool. All thanks to Lenny and Sean. So thank you guys so much. You can find us on TeePublic by searching Collecting Weekly. And we're going to get some cool designs from Small Talk, hopefully at some point up there. I think they've been ready to go for 6 weeks already, 8 weeks already.
Bro, what is this calling me out for? I didn't come on this show to be called out the entire time.
Yeah, I will say this, Damien, you guys are killing it. You guys are, in all seriousness, you guys are killing it. I think our #1 episode last year, view-wise, or I'm sorry, 2 or 3 of our top 10 episodes were you guys alone. So very, very well done. Yeah, so definitely shout out to you. Shout out to Dylan. I know Dylan, he's been busting his ass both on the show and professionally. He's definitely making some big moves for him. Only Fools in Collecting, Ian, Pete, and Steve.
I need to apologize to them because I keep fucking up their plugin. I keep calling Pete Scott for some reason.
Damn it.
Totally different names. He's like, yo, thanks, Kevin, Scott, and Dave. And it's like, that's none of them.
Bro.
Yeah, so real quick, let me check one thing. So Ian says, do you have any more certified crispy stickers? The answer to that question is I do still have some. Let me see, because there's some people that I ran out of stamps, and I don't.
Black and dog.
Well, I sent out like a roll of stamps comes with 20, and I sent out like way more than 20. Ian, send me a message on Ox, and we'll get you a sticker sent out. But I do need to send. Let me see. So Dave, Ken, Jason, Quinn, Odin, and Richie. I still need to send yours out. I just been an absolute hell of a week with a lot of things going on at work. So I did pick up some stamps today, so I'll get those sent out hopefully tomorrow. Or if you guys want, I can hold off on sending them, and I think in a few days we'll get our new certified or new this week stickers. So I think that's probably the best thing to do. That I wouldn't have to send a sticker twice. But more shout outs, Darkside Customs in the UK. Ian does some really good work there. Six Scale Scavengers, Brian, Chris, and TC, really good guys, big supporters of the show, very active with us. And what's that? Happy birthday to Matt Mangum. I believe it was his birthday a few days ago. Sweet angel. Mangum style. Okay. Do you guys have any shout outs you want to give?
Shout out Damien for coming on.
Yeah, shout out to Damien. What a guy.
There it is. There it is.
Texted me with,
I love it.
I think my heart skips a beat when I get a message from Damien. And it's usually fuck that I forgot to upload the small talk episode. But this time it was very positive from Damien. So dude, legit, Damien, legit, when you sent me that message, I was about to start driving and I like pulled over to like, fuck, did I do it? Because I was like right next to my house. I was like, I could go home and upload it real quick if I didn't. I was passing by my neighborhood and I was like, fuck. Because sometimes this happened with Ian. I upload everything, but you need to hit post like in addition to uploading everything to finalize the post. Okay. And once or twice I may or may not have forgotten to hit save or post.
It'd be like that.
So someone asked, is Damien high? Damien's always high on life.
Exactly. There you go. I like that.
He gets high on Potter.
Yeah, I'm not high on the drugs, but I'm high on my life, though.
I love when we were doing the fake Damien obituary the other day. That was pretty wild.
Bro, that was hilarious. I legit was dying at work. I had to pull over because I was laughing that hard.
So Damien does this thing where anytime anything happens, he puts "I'm dead, yo." And then we were like, so hopefully in many decades, like I'm talking a lot of decades, when Damien does die, an old man at the ripe old age of 100, peacefully in asleep.
Oh my God!
His funeral invitation will say "I'm dead, yo," and then like that will be the invitation to his.
And then I'll be hanging from a pulley system wearing a Batman suit.
Oh God! And then Dean, you put something like, what did you put in the comments? You were like the life and times of Damien Jeter.
A retrospective, yeah.
Oh yeah. It was Talking Small, Living Large, a retrospective on Damien Jeter. What a guy!
You guys are too much, man. I die every day reading y'all's messages.
Oh,
we have a good time in the chat.
Quinn says Damien is a sweet angel. He's always high like a pie in the sky.
That's what I like to hear, Quinn. That is gorgeous.
Anyways, guys, I'm Zach.
I'm Dean.
And I'm Damien.
Catch you on the next episode.
Bye.
Lickety split, yo.